My name is Jane Nichols. I am Paul Ridd's sister.
My name is Jonathan Ridd. I'm Paul Ridd's brother.
Paul was a very special individual. He was born in 1955 with a cord round his neck, which left him with severe learning disabilities. We were very privileged to have Paul as part of our family.
He was always smiling.
Very proud of Paul and blessed to have had him. Paul suffered with bowel conditions. He had a perforated bowel in 2000. It was New Year's Eve 2008. And he was taken into hospital and he spent 3 weeks in intensive care, where Paul was treated very well in intensive care because he was under sedation. But when Paul came round and we were put on a general ward, Paul's care deteriorated tremendously. And Paul actually died from neglect in hospital. He didn't get the dignity, treated with the dignity or the respect that he deserved.
Given Paul's disability, we spent between us 24 hours at the hospital with him to make sure that he had a familiar face around him and he felt comfortable and supported. As Jane said, he undergone a major operation, was transferred prematurely onto a general ward where the error started. The medical staff and nursing staff definitely missed the signs, despite us as a family and carers constantly saying that Paul was deteriorating, that he was ill. They didn't react quick enough, and they kept putting Paul's condition down to agitation. And actually at the time he was dying.
We were telling them he wasn't well and nobody was reacting. They were giving him a diazepam for agitation. They were saying his clamminess was all due to his disability. The diazepam actually brought his death on quicker. So Paul actually died from diagnostic overshadowing. It means where they see the disability, not the illness. So it's a very, very tragic death.
His life wasn't valued like yours and ours.
We are tortured as a family by what Paul went through.
We wrote a letter to the coroner raising our concerns, which was a list of actually 33 questions. And we went through a number of meetings, attended a number of meetings with the hospital staff, of which they couldn't answer these questions. So then it instigated us taking it further, involving the Ombudsman, in order for us to really understand what happened to Paul and why he died.
The Ombudsman listened to us, took on our inquiry and proved that Paul had died from neglect and that the level of care that he received was dire and that his learning disabilities were not taken into account when he was treated in hospital. We have lost so much. We've paid the ultimate price losing Paul. We'll never get him back, but this is a legacy to Paul, because there's changes that need to be made.
Training medical and nurses is very important, as understanding a person with a learning disability is, we see it as the key.
There needs to be communication between medical staff and family and carers, the people who actually know the individual, know all about them, because then they can tell them the different signs about how they show pain.
It's so important for nurses and medical staff to listen to carers, to listen to families, to really understand the person that they are trying to treat and care for in order to make the right decisions, which again is so pertinent for the well-being of that person.
My fears are that we see another story like Paul, that you put the news on and you read about somebody else who's died from neglect. That's our fears, our hopes that the work that's going on in the country makes a difference, so people actually get treated with the dignity that they deserve. They have a better healthcare experience, they live longer, and their lives are enhanced by a better system.
We will not stop until we see the changes that are required.
We weren't listened to, and as a result, Paul died.